Well, hello and welcome to Davey's American. Start that over. Hello and welcome to Davey's American Racing, coming to you live right here from Fallon, Nevada. Well, I seem a little tired because I am a little tired. Went outside all day today doing some work, uh, but I'll catch up to that in a little bit. But we got some racing to cover. Just gonna stay on for a few minutes, just chatting away. Some other people on here. And if you are tuned in, make sure you hit that blue button where it says StreamYard.com. It'll be in blue. Click that on. That way I can see you on the comment section down here and I can say hi to you. So give a few more minutes here. Been having some problems, but I got some of them solved already. One of them was staring me right in my eyes for all the last 6 or 7 shows. I didn't even think about taking care of that. So I went to Walmart about an hour ago and took care of that problem. All right, still waiting for some people to come on here before I get started. And again, if you're listening in, how was your week? How was last weekend's racing, wherever you're at? Put a comment up there. Let me know where you were at watching the races. And again, I got some coverage from here in Nevada and California for some of the races. I got the finishes right here from Friday and Saturday night. Again, like I said, I was outside doing some work. I got a side-by-side. I got it for taking some adventures out in the desert. Mostly I got it for search and rescue, to use it with search and rescue when we need that to go out there in the desert. And I'll use my side-by-side instead of walking. Unless I have to track some tracks. What that means, follow the footprints. While back here with search and rescue, I was trained on level 1 to be a tracker. Got my certificate. That's supposed to be coming in the mail, but level 2 will be coming in September. So I'll hit that in September. Level number 2 for man tracking or woman tracking or whatever. Whatever you want to call it. Well, I hope I'm getting out there. Let me change the page here. Well, Michael, let's see. This is 1 minute ago. What's this new stream? Let me change this. Hang on. Keep forgetting to change the page here. Oh, why am I live? Am I on? Hey, somebody text me on my phone or on Facebook. Let me know if I'm live or not. Not even coming up on my homepage here. Don't know why. Somebody's trying to text me. Find out who it is. Oh, I am live. Hi, Danica. I got some news about this weekend, so stay tuned. You guys punch in on my live part there. Let me know you're online here. Hit the blue writing down there where it says StreamYard Live. Hit that and you come on my comment section. Oh, it says I got 3 of them. Okay, here we go. There he is. Michael Ford Lincoln Mercury. How you doing, buddy? Okay, I am live. At least I didn't think I was getting out live. Been doing some repair work on the system I got here. Took care of a lot of stuff that's went down over the winter. Why, I don't know. And there's still some more things I've got to do on my Davey's American page on Facebook. It stopped broadcasting there as well, so I got to figure that out. But I think Facebook has something to do with that. I got to get a hold of them from what I've been reading to get it back on there. But yeah, things are going pretty good. They're in Fallon. Weather is finally hot or getting hot. It's getting there. It's warm up today. So I was out in t-shirt most of the day. And again, working on my side-by-side and some of you know, I also put together my DIY wood shop. Going to start doing that again. Kind of missed it over the years. First time I put one together, started working on it because I love working with wood, was in 1999. It was all set, ready to go. And that's when I found out I had my first of 4 cancers. So I had to sell everything because I would never been able to do it while I was going through all these cancers I've had. Danica is on here as well. You're getting a chance to watch your race. Come on out. Same with Michael Ford. I call him Michael Ford Lincoln Mercury. That's his nickname. Well, I guess nobody wants to watch me tonight. From Las Banos, Michael Ford. The toilet. That's what it stands for. Nice little town, though. That's nice. Close to Merced Speedway. Not too far from Madeira Speedway as well. God, I miss that place big time. Ron Grisafuli, how you doing, buddy? Zoe, how are you? Ah, people are finally coming on. So I see your project that you've been working on for the last couple of days with that one black cup. Are you finished with that one yet? Hey, Ron, we'll see you on May 24th at the Miller Memorial there in Stockton. I was told I have to be there by Tony Nassetti. Plus, I've been working with Lyle Hopper a lot with the West Coast Pro Stock. So, nope, you haven't. Yes, I am, Ron. I just mentioned it right now. I'll be there. Cool. So I'm going to send you a cup, and I'm going to show you what to put on it, and then I'll buy it, and then you can send it back to me. I'll pay for the shipping and everything. It's almost has something to do with this. I wanted to say, I forgot what I was going to say. I'll send it to you, though. Yeah, Ron, the race there in Stockton for the Miller Memorial is going to be a big race. And Lyle and I were talking over the phone about that race. I think that's one race, and there's another race. I see the way and the direction it's going. It may be a 2-day program. We don't know. We've been talking about it, but not right now. Okay, I have been doing other stuff and getting ready for next week. And okay, are you talking about the races Saturday, Zoe, at Merced? Sprint cars are coming. I think it's NARC weekend there. Wow, yeah, Ron. So, but that's all I'm going to say on it right now. CJ, Lady Hawk, how are you there? What the Porterville, California? No, not Porterville, but doggone it. I forgot what town that is. How are you? It's been a while. Exeter, that's right. I miss that little town. Miss the car shows I used to DJ at. Then I would come down from them and go over to Safeway, wherever they're going, do my shopping for food, and then go back up the hill and hide up there. I miss my ranch there. Too bad you never made it up there to see it, though. I miss it, and I miss the lake, Lake Cahuilla. Fishing around here sucks. Just saying, staying busy. Okay, CJ. Hope you're still working and making all that bread I watch you make on Facebook. There, I get hungry every time I look at your bread. All right. Sure, there's other people tuning in. They can catch it again later on. But I have a quick announcement for this weekend's race here in Cedarville, California. We were going to have a big race there on Saturday night. It has been canceled. So any of you that are thinking about going up there Saturday night at Cedarville Raceway in Cedarville, California, it had been canceled, but our July race is still on, and we're going to make up this weekend's race, I believe, in August. So stay tuned. I'll give you all the information on that. But again, we are canceled for this weekend. And we'll just leave it at that right now. So talked to Lyle earlier today about it. He's still up there. We're both disappointed, but that's okay. That's the way things go sometimes. Oh, hang on. Oh, I got to take this call. It's my cousin. So hang on, everybody. Oh, okay, back on here. My cousin down there in San Diego, she's getting married here in about a week or two. So excited about that. But yeah, we're canceled for the weekend. So, but other things coming up too. We got quite a bit of racing here in Nevada and in California. A lot of the tracks up in Oregon and Washington are getting underway as well in Utah. Arizona has been running. Well, they run all the time down there. Texas. Utah? What's the other one? Forgot the other state by Utah, but they're starting to run as well. There's some cars taking quite a bit of hits already in this early on in this racing season, and so but a lot of the drivers are okay. Donald Shearer, what's up, Davey? How you been? I'm doing just fine, Donald. Hey, I'll be in Stockton May the 24th for the Miller Memorial. If you guys can make it out there, get the families, we can have a little get together and say, hey, I'm gonna have you May 24th at Stockton Dirt Track for the Miller Memorial. Maybe you guys go out there and go back into racing or something. Dave, what's going on over there? Glad you're on here, buddy. Another thing that's going to be happening here, I got to take these off. I'm going to show you. You notice my eyes, how they're droopy? What's in the family? My sister Ray had it done. They're going to pull them back and cut it out because they will drop further and further till my vision will be gone almost. So they're going to cut them back. So it almost have that look instead of that look, the mean look, I'll have that look, the happy look. So I got an appointment coming up next week in Sparks at my doctor's office. So looking forward to that. All right. Let's start off in Nevada. Winnemucca Regional Raceway had their opening weekend here. They got a Friday night race in, but Saturday night they canceled because of the rain we had. All right, Friday night we had 7 pure stocks in a 20-lap main event. Ugh. I could see 12 to 15 laps when you have 7 cars or less. But it was 20 laps. Picking up the win, Chad Fraser, but that's just my opinion. And Rallo, second. Maddie Gage. All right, Maddie, picking in third. And Mindy Miller, the gals are kicking butt, in fourth. And Shaylee Robinson in fifth. Sorry about the voice. Like I said, it's been outside all day and it's dry out there. And it's the first actual day. I've been working all day out there. All right, dwarf cars. They had 5 cars. Philip Rowland picking up the main event. Kaylee Whitening second. Martin Moody was third. Danny Martin fourth. And Landon Martin with 2 cars did not finish out of 5 on that 15-lap main event. All right, Gen X. Man, they had a big car count there with the Gen X car. 1 car showed up for an 8-lap main event. And, of course, she won. Or Haley Evans won the main event. And, of course, she won her heat race as well. Let's see. Moving on to the IMC stock cars. They had 5 cars in the 15-lap main event. Jesse Gonzalez right here out of Allen picking up the main event. Marie Curtis, second. Alyssa Jones was third. Kayla Curtis. Oh, boy, the girls are getting it hard. And Madison Diaz. All right, Jesse had his hands full with 4 women drivers right behind him. But Jesse Gonzalez picking up that main event. Keep an eye on Marie Curtis and Alyssa Jones. Well, you know what? The rest of those 2, Kayla Curtis and Madison Diaz, are good drivers, but I really like the way Marie Curtis handles herself in that IMCA stock car. She's been to Vegas with that car, so she gets around. All right, IMCA Northern Sport Mods, they only had 6 cars in a 20-lap main event. Colton Blankenship, another Fallon driver here, picking up the main event. John Schilling was second. Dan Diaz moving over to the IMC Sport Mods. Good deal. Was third, and Ray Etter was fourth, and Michael Johnson fifth, and sixth was Trevor Tiffy. Modifieds, IMCA, they had 9 cars, which is a good car count for Nevada. We've had more, but it's still a good car count, especially for a Friday night program in Winnemucca, and that's about 2 hours from me, maybe 3 hours from Reno, and sometimes we get guys from Vegas. I don't know if they're going to be making the trip the last 2 or 3 years. A lot of the guys from Vegas have been making the trips up here to race because the racetrack there has closed down there. But okay, IMCA modifieds with 9 cars, 20-lap main event. Cole Jones, my good buddy. There's another driver to keep an eye on. Picking up the main event. Gene K, the veteran, showing up. It's good to see his name back on here. Steve Anderson was third. Alex Child, former Nevada State champion, was fourth. And David Carrera Jr. That does it for Nevada. And I was going to say Nevada, man. I'll get all kinds of bull on that one there if I said it that way. So it's Nevada, not Nevada. All right. Friday night, let's drive to California. Ocean Speedway. Ocean Sprints presented by Taco Bravo with 10 cars. I'm going to explain something. We only had 10 cars. Usually they got a lot more in there. But Placerville coming up with their results for a 2-day program. They had like 32 cars there. And majority of them are from Ocean Sprints that normally run on Friday night. They had a 2-day program there. That's why their sprint car, Taco Bravo sprint car, is down on their car count. All right, they had 10 cars, 30-lap main event. San Jose, Bud Kadeen picking up the main event. Caleb D-Beam, second. Jake, I have to spell this in Haulot. I know that O it's going to be silent, but all right, third was Jennifer Osborne. Hey, she's getting up there. Jeremy Chisholm was fifth. Sixth was fast qualifier. Oh, not sixth, but fast qualifier was Jake. I'm gonna try it. Hello, something like that. But he finished third in that main event. All right, IMC Sport Mods. 17 cars in the 20-lap main event. Jason Ryan Jr. picking up the main event. Trent Golden was second. Rob Galler was third. Those guys' names are on these sheets every weekend from there. They're going to own that racetrack pretty soon. Fourth was Bo Cribbs. Fifth was Danny Wagner. I haven't seen Danny for quite a while. Last time I saw him, he was running the dwarf cars. It's good to see him in a sport mod. All right, Hobby Stocks, they had 11 cars. Remember that years and years ago, we used to have a lot there at Ocean Speedway with the Hobby Stocks. Okay. Main event, Ethan Johnson picking it up. I think Ethan from Bakersfield, too, the Johnson Racing family. My good buddy, Ryan Hart, finishing second. Bobby Galler, see, I told you their names are all over the place. Or Joe Galler Bobby was third. Joe was fourth. And then Kobe Quinton was fifth with the Hobby Stocks. 4 bangers, 15 cars, 15-lap main event. That's good. Jonathan Walborn picking up the main event. Steve Roach was second. Travis Van Gilder was third. Peter, hang on here, Veneroos was fourth. And Joseph Scarrito was fifth. South Bay Dwarf Cars with 14 cars in those dwarf cars. Good to see a little car count pick up there with that 20-lap main event there at Ocean Speedway. Mark Briscardi, there we go. Mark Briscardi picking up the main event. Pete Planada was second. Eric Weisler was third. Toby Brown fourth. Fifth was Chris Durden. All right. Saturday, let's go to Placerville Speedway there in Placerville, California, up in the mountains. They had a 2-day program there. A NorCal shootout weekend there. Lots and lots of money were given away that night. I think it was $5,000 went Friday night, then Saturday night was $8,000. All right, here's the Friday program, and it's all sprint car weekend. Wing 360 sprint cars, 24 cars started the 30-lap main event. And if you've ever been to Placerville, that's a lot of race cars on the track right there. All right. Watch this kid grow up. Justin Sanders on Friday night, picking up the main event. There's another driver I've seen when he was just a little kid, following his dad's footstep in this world of sprint car racing. Shane Golobic. Third was another kid I've watched very young. Ryan Burnell was third. Austin Wood. Of course, the veteran Andy Forsberg was fifth. P feature went to Tanner Carrick. 39 cars qualified on Friday night. Quick qualifier was Tony Gomes. All right, for the non-wing sprint cars, they had 23 cars for their main event. Ryan Burnell, boy, what a week, or Friday night he's having. Finished third in the 360, wing 360s. Well, he picked up the main event on the non-wing. Brendan Sharamonte was second. Tanner Carrick was third. Well, he's busy too. Josh Young was fourth. Carson Short was fifth. 23 cars qualified. Quick time was Tanner Carrick. All right, let's move over to Saturday night, the big money payout. Glad to see this name on here. All right, I believe, like I said, I should have checked this up, but I believe it was $8,000 to win on Saturday night. Joe Myers Jr., that's right, Joe Myers Sr., his son, is making quite a name for himself, especially over in Australia, where he's been doing a lot of racing over there, and they really love him over there, winning a lot. Shows up now and then back here in the States, but it's good to see his name on there. Picking up the main event on Saturday night. 24 cars, 35 laps. Second was Ryan Burnell. Boy, he's busy. Third was Shane Golobic. Fourth, Austin Wood. Justin Indiana Cox was fifth. Quick qualifier was Chance Garazzi. Again, 36 cars qualified for the non-wings. Oh, no, 24. Now we're going to go to the non-wing. All right, here we go. 20 cars, 30-lap main event. All right, sorry about that. Ryan Burnell. Man, he's winning all weekend here. 3 main events over the weekend there. That's good. That's a lot of money. Picking up the main event with the non-wing sprint cars. 20 sprints on the 20 sprint cars in the 30-lap main event. Again, Ryan Burnell. Second, Carson Short. Third was Josh Young. Fourth is Jacob Tuttle. Fifth is Austin Wood. Quick qualifier, Brendan Shiramonte. 20 cars qualified for that one there. Okay, that takes care of Placerville Speedway for Friday and Saturday. Let's get on the highway and head west. Maybe west-north. A little bit to Marysville Raceway. Alan Shafter, how you doing, buddy? You got a beer in your hand? I got some tea, so let's toast each other, Alan. Better have a beer in your hand. Hey, Alan, I'm going to be at Stockton Dirt Track May the 24th for the Miller Memorial. Make your way there, buddy. Be good to see you. All right, Marysville Raceway. 360 wing sprint cars with 10 sprint cars. Again, they've lost some sprint cars to the Placerville Speedway race over the weekend. But picking up the main event with Nick Larson, I got to find out if that's the same Larson family that I met at Petaluma Speedway years ago. But I'll find that out. I'm pretty sure it is, though, in the family. Second was Billy Wallace. Third, Brad Bumgamer. Gamer. Now I'm getting tongue-tied on that one. Stal Powell was fourth. Carson Hall was fifth. Quick qualifier is Jake. Here we go again. Haulot. If somebody knows how to pronounce it, give me a call. All right, dwarf cars. 19 cars showed up in Marysville. 20-lap main event. Sean Whitney picking up the main event. Mike Gernert was second, another longtime driver with the dwarf cars. Mike Reeder was third. Dylan Schrum was fourth. And Brad Schrum was fifth. Wing crate sprint cars. What that means is just like your IMC modified had the crate motors. Same with this wing sprint cars. They have crate motors in their cars. There's only so much you can do to them. Jacob Johnson picking up the main event. Caleb Ingo was second. Here's another one I spelled because I haven't pronounced it before. Darivold. And if somebody knows how to pronounce it, give me a call. Number's right there. Misty Castleberry finishing fourth. And Cole Crane was fifth. All right, that's Marysville. let's go a little bit south and head over to Antioch Speedway. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Okay. I know where it's at. All right. Zoe will get mad at me if I don't do this. So hang on there. Oh, okay, Alan, you got the thumbs up. I didn't see that part. Antioch Speedway for the 10th annual Soares Memorial. John Soares worked with him for about almost 9 or 10 years at Petaluma. IMCA modifies with 14 cars in the 20-lap main event. Andrew Pierce picking up the main event. Troy Folger was second. Third was Bobby Hogue. No, Bobby, you're on top. What happened? You have flat tire or something? Just kidding. He finished third. It's always good to have Bobby on the track. If you ever talk to Bobby, even his dad, talk about their past racing history. If there was a book, it'd probably be about, where's my other one? Well, let's say it that way. Go that way. That's how thick of a book they would have on all the main event wins, all the races they've had and everything. All right. Another longtime friend of mine from Petaluma Speedway, though. Clark Giuliani was fourth. Tyler Brown was fifth. IMCA Northern Sport Mods with 16 cars. That's a good car count for the Sport Mods in the 20-lap main event. The veteran Fred Ryland picking up the main event. Second was Danny Wagner. Third, Jason Ryan Jr. Fourth was Kenny Schrader. Yeah, the Kenny Schrader was there. No, it's just another Kenny Schrader. And then Phil Marino was fifth. Pacific Coast Hobby Stocks with 19 cars in a 20-lap main event. That's good to see that many cars still in the hobby stocks. Remember when they first started, they called them American stocks, and take out the windows, put a roll bar, and that was it. Those were American stocks. All right, Ethan Johnson picking up the main event. Grayson Baca was second. Third was James Thompson. Fourth was James East. Fifth was Aiden Panciano. Mini stocks, 5 cars in a 15-lap main event. All right. Tom Brown picking up the main event. Second, Jason Higgins. Third, Michael Valenti. Fourth, Ryder Holman. Fifth was Jackie Price. IMCA stock cars, 9 cars, 20-lap main event. Guess who? Fred Ryland. Austin Van Hoff was second. Mitch Enos, another longtime friend there. Well, same with the Van Hoffs. I've known them for years. The same with Ryland. Jake Archibald was fourth. Fifth was Kenneth Robles. All right, late models with 9 cars. Late models around California is still a good car count. I remember years ago, man, they used to have tons of them. Okay, 9 cars in the 20-lap main event. Anthony Slaney picking up the main event. Second, Ray Trimble. Third, Tim Yeager, another guy I met from Baylands and Petaluma. Fourth, he started it all right there. Good friend Paul Giuliani was fifth. And then Rod Oliver was fifth. Longtime veterans, Paul and Rod Oliver. All right, that does it for all the tracks there that we covered. Hang on. There's one more track I got to go get. Hang on. Sorry, that very professional here, aren't we? Told you Zoe would get mad at me if I didn't do this. Eric Bradley, how you doing? Where'd you go, Eric? I saw your name on there. Oh, there you are, Eric. You were on there and then you were gone. Hey, thanks for all the messages there. Do me a favor. Don't send them at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. Just kidding. Okay. Merced Speedway. Sorry, Zoe. I didn't leave you out this time. Okay. Saturday night. Hobby stock, 12 cars with 20-lap main event. Bakersfield, Ricky Childress Jr. picking up the main event. Second was Nicholas Hansen. Fourth was Lance Hurst. Another one following his dad's footsteps in racing. And he's going to be just as big as his dad. And Jimmy Brewer was fourth. Fifth was Xavier Baez was fifth. Mini stocks, 22 cars in the 20-lap main event. Good car count with those mini stocks. Dan Myrick picking up the main event. Second was Larry Dow. Third was Douglas Vandekavy. There you go. I'll spell it for you. Vandecaveye. That's close. My good friend John DePriest, fourth. Jason Cook Jr. was fifth. Valley Sportsman. I'm glad this class is still around for many, many years. Of course, back in the 60s and 70s, we used to have a ton of them. But Mike Gillard, veteran in the Valley Sportsman, picking up the main event. Rick Elliott, second. Marcus Lang, third. Fourth, Matt Collins, fifth. Gary Hildebrand, I think he didn't start the main, either got into it and something happened. I forgot to write it down. But I've known Gary for many, many years too. All right, 369 sprint cars, 13 cars in a 25-lap main event. Sure, they could have had more, but like I said, Placerville ran the big show with their 369 wings too. So, but Jake Morgan picking up the main event. Brent Steck was second. Third, Daniel Diester. Deke Esther. There we go. Carson Hawkins was fourth. Ethan Lanfrey was fifth. American Stocks only had 4 cars in the 20-lap main event. Of course, Nicholas Johnson picking up the main event. Spencer Vasquez was second. James Robinson third. Fourth was Mason Conway. IMC Hobby Stocks with only the big field, 2 cars, 6-lap main event. Russell Staley picking up that big main event, and then Brian Post. Their heat races. That's exactly the way it finished with those two right there. The same outcome. All right, Eric, how you doing, buddy? Everybody else on there. So, Alan, make sure you make your way down to Stockton if you get the chance on May 24th. I'll be there with the Miller Memorial. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and phone call me in. Talk about your track or where you're going to be going this weekend. Again, the phone number's right there. We can talk a little bit. It's going to be a short program. I had somebody scheduled, but they couldn't get off work, so I won't even tell you who it was. It would have been one of those 600 or 700 people tuning in. That's right. So, but we'll get them back on here soon. So nobody wants to call and talk to me. Nobody likes me. That's okay. Oh, you know what? Got some things coming up. Armed Forces Day here in Fallon, Nevada. We got a big thing scheduled at the fairgrounds starting at 8:30. I'll be hosting the car show for the that portion of Armed Forces Day. That'll start right around 8 or 8:30 in the morning to about 11, 12 o'clock. We will have different classes to present trophies with, and then all day there at the fair, we got things going on for Armed Forces Day, Veterans Day, Armed Forces Day. Plus, they got a big concert starting at 6 p.m. at the 3C building, our new building there in Fallon at the fairgrounds. You know, talking about the fairgrounds, Work Car Racing, Sean DeFore, 72. Will that be in Stockton that weekend there, Ellen? May 24th? Let me know. They got to tune something like $40 million or more. And if you've ever been to the fairgrounds here in Fallon, Nevada, they're going to redo the whole grounds. But since we got the new building there, we have rodeos there. In fact, PRCA for 2 days is coming in here next month. We're at, Alan. So they're going to remodel the whole fairgrounds. But I hope they keep the Tri Gulch. Tri Gulch is kind of a long-time tradition there at the fairgrounds, kind of like the only bar. A lot of people don't want that. They may revamp the inside, let's put it that way. But like I said, they're going to be spending a lot of that. And plus, a lot of that money will be going downtown to Fallon, which is city, and the fairgrounds is county. But they're going to be doing a lot of the ballparks for the little leagues. They're going to redo all that too, remodel all that too. And then the ballpark, the football field right there at the fairgrounds, are going to be redoing that as well. So I think there's a lot to the fairground board there to be able to spend that money as well for the kids, a future in baseball, soccer, you name it, girls or boys baseball. They're going to do all the baseball fields there in Fallon County and in the city. So that's good. Coming up, since we're canceled, I'll say this again, but we had a big race coming up in Cedarville, California this Saturday, May 10th. It has been canceled. So if you had plans to go there, find another racetrack. We've got that rescheduled for August 24th, I believe. I'll have more on that. But again, Cedarville Raceway this Saturday has been canceled due to things beyond our fault. I won't say whose fault it is, but it's we'll leave it at that. But again, we are canceled. That gives me the opportunity to have some good friends here. Ronnie and his wife, they host what they call Cars and Coffee. It's not a local thing. It's national, Cars and Coffee. What it is, we're going to be doing this twice a month instead of once a month, as you know where they're at. But once a month, we used to meet at the Oasis Bellwood Alley in Fallon on a Saturday morning, about 8:30 in the morning, have coffee and donuts. Guys bring all their cars out, race cars, custom cars, you name it. They would bring motorcycles. We got the RC cars there. They show up there. It's just a BS session from about 8 o'clock to about 11:30. But again, like I said, we've always had it. That I've known about it at the Aces Hotel. I'll be the DJ. I'm usually the DJ there for it. But now, starting this Saturday morning, 2 locations. We're going to be doing it twice a month. The first one will be this Saturday morning. We'll be at the Walmart Center here in Fallon in the parking lot. So, means a couple of things. Walmart reached out to Cars and Coffee, Laura and Ronnie's. They wanted the car show there in the parking lot in the morning. So, everybody agreed upon it. And again, that'll start about 8 or 8:30 in the morning, Cars and Coffee. Good coffee and good donuts. Plus, Laura makes some good breakfast burritos as well, so they're good. So come on out if you're not doing anything Saturday morning, right at the Walmart Center, 8 o'clock in the morning, Cars and Coffee. Now, I said 2 places. Keith Coburn, how you doing, buddy? What's this trip you had to go on? Let me know where you went, or have you gone and come back already? All right, the second place, again, they reached out to Ronnie and Laura with Cars and Coffee at Jerry's Restaurant. With Jerry's Restaurant, along with Telegraph Coffee Shop and Aces Hardware Store, all 3 of those businesses want us right there in their parking lot once a month to have Cars and Coffee. So it's looking really good. Over at the bowling alley, we were limited in parking. Now we got big parking in both the places. So that means 2 things. More people and more cars. They'll come. Because sometimes they were like this with the cars next to each other at the bowling alley. Not saying the bowling alley wasn't bad. It was a good place to meet. But like I said, now we have 2 places to meet up. Walmart Center right there in Fallon, Nevada. As you drive in, it's county, then it's city, and there's Walmart. And again, the others right there at Jerry's Restaurant, Telegraph Coffee Shop, and Aces Hardware. All 3 in that parking lot. Next week, I will give you the date for the Jerry's Cars and Coffee. But again, this Saturday at Walmart at 8:30. Be there. Sorry, I got a call for next week. Oh, okay. You didn't even hear this. Normally, I leave Merced Speedway out, but I did mention you and got the drivers on their main events. You missed it, young lady. Don't do that again. But again, yeah, that's pretty good. Then coming up on May 16th, I got another DJ thing. Trying to pull up my schedule here. Oops, what happened there? Okay, May 16th, I'll be DJing up at Cold Springs. It's about 45 minutes east of here on the 50, the loneliest highway in the United States. It'll be their monthly fish fry up there at Cold Springs. You guys here in the Fallon area, Cold Springs, whatever, Silver Springs, you name it, around here, make the trip there. It's good fish fry. I mean, it is good. Larry Oliver, a longtime friend of mine from California, lives out here too. He'll be up there helping, doing the cooking and everything else, as long as his wife and 2 daughters will be up there helping out as well. But again, it's up there at Cold Springs. There, like I said, about 40-minute drive from here, from Fallon, east on the 50. The loneliest highway in the United States, which it is. It's asphalt, then it turns into dirt going up the mountains. But make sure you come on out, say hi. Again, I'll be DJing that. And again, I'll be at the Al Miller Memorial May 24th. And then I'll be headed for Lovelock, California, Lovelock, Nevada. They're going to get me on that one. 2-day car show, Saturday and Sunday, and it's not a small car show. It is a premier car show. Again, that'll be June 7th. And sorry, I had to check that text out there. Got guys from Oregon, California, Utah, surrounding series, maybe some cars from Arizona. I don't know, but get a lot of cars from all over the different states showing up for this 2-day big program right there in the middle of Lovelock in the park there, which would be good. And then also got a call from the people that put on Frontier Days there in Lovelock. They want me to be the DJ there and the main announcer all weekend there and announce the parade as well. So looking forward to that. As Frontier Days, that's about 3 or 4 months from now. So I'll get you more information on that. But again, June 7th and 8th there at Lovelock, the big car show. Friday night, we usually meet over at one of the restaurants. They're going to come if not mentioned, but for coffee or ice cream. But I'll get more information probably next week or the following week on that car show so I can get you all the information. Let's see. I got an Armed Forces Day. And the rest are all doctors' appointments. I got to check up on a lot of those. Getting old. 75 now. I guess that's old. Okay. Oh, I got one more DJ to do for the month of June as well, June 25th. It's be from 4 to 7 p.m. at the 3C building here in Fallon. Retiring from my buddy there, worked for the county. After 25 or 30 years, he's going to retire. So you got a retirement party for him. I'll be doing the DJ work on that as well. And then I haven't put in all the rest of the stuff coming up for the rest of the year. But once again, Cedarville Raceway this Saturday has been canceled. So make sure you let people know that we're going up there. Again, we'll have that rescheduled, I believe, in August. But the July race is still on. So don't scratch that one off. We'll have more information in the weeks to come for the July race there in Cedarville, California. All right. Since nobody wants to talk to me. Let's see, did I miss anybody on here? See what happens when I don't have a guest speaker. Call from Pleasanton, California. I don't know who that is. I'll take it after. Yeah, okay. If I don't have a speaker, the audience count does go down. I had Mike Sargent on here one time with Lyle Harper. He was on time another time. Both hit about 800 people tuning in on those shows there. So might have to start bringing some special guests in, I guess, again. No, I haven't missed anybody. I don't know if you got this, Keith Colburn, but Zoe says hello or hi. If you're still on here, Keith. How's Mrs. Keith doing? Hey, Alan, you still going with that same gal? That pretty looking gal you got there? Let's see, I haven't missed anybody. Okay, wraps it up. I will be back next Wednesday for another edition of Davey's American Racing. I'll have a lot of information. There's a track I did miss in California, Madera Speedway. I couldn't find the results. Normally you're on this one side, but I couldn't find it. In fact, I was watching it live on TV Saturday night. So I tuned in. I missed the place, Kenny Shepard and everybody else over there. Kenny's a promoter. I was with him for about 6 years at both his tracks. Taught me a lot. So I owe him big time. On my birthday week, which week is that, Zoe? Before we sign off, let me know right away. Or give me a call after. But anyhow, I was sitting there kicking back, having my dinner on the couch, just relaxing, watching races from Madera Speedway. I know a lot of you don't like asphalt racing, but I do. And I still say this about asphalt racing. You dirt racers, you want to improve your driving, go race asphalt for 1 year. Learn how to run an asphalt, and you're going to come back a better driver on the dirt. Next Sunday is my birthday. So I think the first time I met you many years ago, you just a wee little thing there. What was your birthday week? If I remember right. So I'll have to make sure we say happy birthday. It's not this Sunday, it's the following Sunday, which would be the 24th. Is that right? Let me know if it's the 24th. But again, if you want, come back, you'll come back a better dirt car racer. Trust me on that. But anyhow, I'm just sitting there kicking back, relaxing, watching the race. The 18th. Okay, I'll make sure I mention you, and then I'll give you a call too. Relaxing. All of a sudden, Kenny's talking away, and all of a sudden, he says, "Hey, guess what? Davey Munoz coming in from Nevada, watching the races tonight." Of course, Davey, a longtime announcer here at Madera Speedway, he is tuning in as well. So it's good to have him on the program. So I was on television. Well, at least my name was on television again. Okay, Alan, I tried to call in the night and you didn't pick up. Okay, Alan, that was you from Pleasanton. Hang on here. You got to put your name on. I got to put your name on there. I've been working on this, so I don't know if everybody else is going to be able to hear it. Everybody, if you're still on, let me know if you could hear Ellen. So we're going to try it.
Hello?
Ellen Shafto, I do believe.
Yes, it is.
How you doing, buddy? Okay, hang on, Alan. Somebody type in if you could hear Alan on the phone or on the program. Let me know if you could hear him. Count 1 to 10. So where's you've been working with I forgot who it was.
Sean.
Yeah, Sean. Where are you guys racing at this weekend?
Working on his I'm helping him on his late model this year.
Oh, good. They can hear you.
Yeah, good.
Good.
Yeah, he won the second night, and then last weekend he started dead last. You win, and then after you start last, and then he's coming up and catch the leader, and he got in a little car wreck.
Where was this at?
Yeah, the front end's a little beat up right now.
Oh,
Needs a little work.
Big hammer, torch. That'll take care of it.
Yep. Yeah.
Where was this at?
Aeronaut.
Where?
Late models.
No, what track? I'm sorry, what track?
Aeronaut on Highway 4. Aeronaut, California. Springfield.
I've never heard of that. How long has it been there?
Oh, you said it tonight?
Oh, Merced?
No, starts with A. Aeronaut.
Oh, Antioch. Okay, I couldn't understand. Okay, Antioch, yeah. Over there on Highway 4. Yeah, I used to go there boating all the time. We stopped there right by Highway 4.
The date down on the 24th. What day you're going to be there? The 24th?
24th of May, there, dirt track. Yeah, that's talking.
What time are you going to be there?
Well, I'll be there. I'll get there as early as I can because it's a big race with the West Coast Pro Stocks. Big race for the Miller Memorial. Robert Miller, his dad passed away. So they've been having a memorial race for him every year.
Okay. You going to be a fan? Or are you going to be walking around the pits?
I'll be a fan, walking around the pits and behind the microphone.
Okay, sounds good. I look for you.
Good. What else has been happening?
Okay, I have an iced tea for you in the ice chest too.
Cool. Cool. Iced tea?
Yeah, that's why you said you said you cut down on your drinking.
I don't drink anymore. That's why I got iced tea.
That's why I said I have iced tea.
I don't know.
My ice too.
I think one time, many years ago, I think we had a beer together.
Yes, me and you did. Yes.
Yeah, that's good. And so
my cousin knows you too, Brian Brown, the spotter.
Are you kidding? That's your cousin?
Yeah, Brian Brown. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Number 27.
Oh, hang on. I just got a cramp on my leg. Oh,
no.
It's a bad one.
Okay, buddy. I'll call you next week.
Ooh. Whoa. That was a bad one. I'm going to have to shut it down here. It hurts. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Alan, thanks for calling in. We'll get this done next time and go a little bit longer. All right, everybody, take care. I got to take care of my leg here. It hurts. All right, take care. We'll be here next Wednesday at 6 p.m. on Davey's American Racing.